We hear Mayor Greenberg talk a lot about universal pre-K, and it's not only important to the future of the city of Louisville, but it's important right now. With us now is Mariana Barzin. She is the Executive Director for the Office of Philanthropy. Thank you so much for coming on. Okay, we hear a lot of talk from this administration and Mayor Greenberg, and rightfully so, about universal pre-K. For those who aren't familiar with the term and don't know exactly what it means, give me a little tutorial here.
So pre-K is early learning for 3 and 4-year-olds. So it's not actually an education or curriculum. It's just getting 3 and 4-year-olds ready for kindergarten and ready for education. As many people know, all the data shows that most of the brain development happens before you're 5 years old. So at 3 and 4, it's really critical for kids to learn just basic skills. I mean, yes, colors and numbers, but also how to negotiate with someone else, taking turns, sitting on a rug, lining up, just getting ready to be able, when they hit 5 years old and they're in kindergarten, to be able to really take off and be able to learn, keep up with their peers. Yeah.
But it does all translate to me to be, like you said, opening up the brain and developing the brain to be able to be more likely to succeed. And that's what it's all about. And that all trickles down to economic development and workforce development and all of that. So Thrive by 5. So there is a methodology here to get to universal pre-K. And you've had some big announcements. Congratulations, you're making some big headway. So tell me about your part and what you do and where we are with Thrive by 5.
Sure. So when the mayor hired me, which was about a year ago, in the Office of Philanthropy, he said, well, the first thing we want to do, he said, my goal is to do universal pre-K. I'm like, great. So should I start raising money for that? And he said, well, we've got to figure it out first. So he said, can you go figure that out? And I said, okay, I've sent my kids to preschool. I don't know. That's the extent of my knowledge. So I was lucky to get the director of early childhood as my colleague in the Office of Philanthropy. And she and I just worked. I did a lot of research. I talked to people. And then we finally realized what we needed to do was to get the community of Jefferson County of Louisville in the early education space together to see if they would volunteer their time to come up with an implementation plan for the path to universal pre-K that we give the mayor. So we created, the mayor created the Mayor's Early Learning Action Group. We called it MELAG for short. And there was 23 professionals, educators and advocates in the early learning space. So they dedicated every other week, we got together for 2 hours every other week and came up with, we sort of started big, like what are our goals, what are we doing? We looked at what other cities did, we looked at the National Institute of Early Learning, Early Education Research and their sort of best practices, and we just created this plan that would work well for Louisville. And everyone at the table had sort of different aspects of what they brought. And we created a plan that we think will be a path towards universality of for 3 and 4-year-olds in Jefferson County, and it's called. We just announced it, as you know, last week, March 12th, called Thrive for 5 Louisville. There's other Thrive by 5 Louisville. So we're really excited. So it's a separate 501c3, which will take the funding and then work with existing child care centers and family child care homes, nonprofit and private child care centers, to up the quality, grow the workforce, and then eventually do financial assistance. We're starting with 4-year-olds who are in families at 300% or less of the federal poverty level, which is $93,600 a year or less. So this is, it will affect, this will be a couple of years as we build up the workforce and the quality. It will affect every neighborhood and every district.
You know what I think is interesting about this is because when I think about universal pre-K, my first thought, and I think for most people, is this will really help us in the future, but it helps us now in that there are a lot of parents who have to make decisions that are tough, like, can I really afford to work because of the cost of daycare, et cetera? So talk about how this will affect parents, moms and dads who are making those tough decisions every day, Mary.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and we talked to a lot of parents, and there was a lot of people, men and women, because it's not a woman's problem. This is children. But that they made the tough decision to stop working because the cost of childcare is so prohibitive and so expensive that they just, it was easier for them to stay home. So they got out of the workforce. So that, this will really affect parents and caregivers to give them more of a choice and also give them options to have their children have this really foundational early learning to get them ready for preschool. So
I want to thank you because I know your background, reading your resume.
Yeah.
You have been with an educational background as far as working at universities, et cetera.
Well, just in fundraising. I mean, just to be clear, I'm not an educator.
Well,
yes.
I was really going to kind of get towards that, though. It's a good combination because you say in fundraising. The good news is for folks who are watching now and they say, I'd like to help. I'd like to help make this a better community. And it starts with universal pre-K, as the mayor said. So you're in phase 1, but there's still lots of work to be done. How can people help? How can folks help? Who are you looking for?
Well, we are going to be looking for donations, so that would be great because we do have to raise a bunch of money. This 501c3, which is the Thrive by 5 Louisville, will be taking public money, but also will be, which is one of my jobs, will be raising money from foundations and individuals to be able to make this happen. But people to get involved, well, we have an advisory council. We're going to be soliciting community engagement and involvement and how they see the job description for the person that's going to lead this organization. So we have a board chair in the very wonderful Ashley Novak Butler, who is leads her family foundation. She is passionate and so knowledgeable in the area of early learning and actually was on the MELAG group. So she will be looking for what are the right skills for the executive director or CEO, I'm not exactly sure what the job title is going to, who's going to run this organization. So really we kind of want to hear what people are looking for. We want to make it an easy place for parents to come and as a resource for parents, caregivers, and beginning really for the educators and child care center directors to help them. We want them to join, become a participant in it, and then we will be able to give them grants to, get more credentialing if their educators need more credentials, or if they need help with their facilities or their programs. So we're in very early stages, so any feedback is helpful, and so we're starting.
Welcome.
And welcome, absolutely.
Yeah. And I know you've looked at other models, but this one seems to be rather unique in the way that you're approaching this because it is a combination of community and government and individuals who need your help. So the rewarding side for you, I know you're in the initial stages here, but when you were able to talk to parents, a mom or a dad who had to make those tough decisions, and you say, you know what, we're going to get this covered for you. We're going to help. It's life-changing.
Life-changing.
So is that the rewarding part for you? Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. I mean, yes, of course, and helping those parents and caregivers to be able to go back into the workforce, buy a house, do all that stuff. But it's also just changing, the course of. I mean, there's one moment when we were sort of finishing the plan, and one of the MELAG members just went, oh my gosh. And we said, what? They said, we're really going to make a chunk at taking out of child poverty. I mean, this is really taking, it's for all kids, but it's just really focusing on giving kids an equitable chance to get in, to have some really good fundamental early learning, to get them ready. Yeah.
It's exciting. Before I let you go, where can people go? Is there a website they can go to help and learn more?
Yes. Well, we just registered the domain, so there's nothing there yet. But there will be, yes, it's really early days, but it's thriveby5louisville.com, but it's not even up yet. So, I mean, my office, the Office of Philanthropy and the Mayor's office, we're sort of starting. We're really early stage. We don't even have the 501c3 up, but we have all the documents filed with the state and everything. So we're excited.
Mariana Barzan, I'm excited for you. And thank you so much. You're really doing work that really, really helps, truly helps this community. And not only now, but the future as well. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation with Mariana Barzan. She, again, is the Executive Director for the Office of Philanthropy. As the weather begins warming up, if you're looking for a place to enjoy the great outdoors, I have a perfect recommendation for you. That would be Waterfront Park. With us now is Deborah Belitsky. Deborah Belitsky happens to be the president and CEO, the Big Cheese. Actually, it's president and executive director of Waterfront Park, correct?
Yes.
Sorry about that. I messed it up there.
No offense taken.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, John.
Okay, as you know, it's kind of Hollywood Awards season. So we're going to start this interview off with a little bit of a celebration because you're up for a big award. Waterfront Park, we know, is a beautiful place. With that being said, we want the country to realize that, right, Deborah?
Well, I think they do. Yes, but we are once again for the 4th year in a row nominated as one of the top best river walks in the country by USA Today. And it is a Reader's Choice Award. So for approximately a month-long period, the voting is open, and we need people to vote every day for Waterfront Park as the best river walk in the country, because we all know that it is. We all are aware that it is. We just need the votes to show the rest of the world.
And as you said, Deborah, I think it's a good point. The world or the country really recognizes this, because in former contests, this USA Today Reader's Choice Awards, we've been 6th, we've been 3rd,
yes.
And we're going to go for number 1 this year.
Right.
What do you think it is, Deborah? I mean, obviously for someone who lives here and enjoys Waterfront Park, I have my own definition of why it's so loved, but when people talk to you, and you're there every day, why do you say it's so loved? What do you love about it?
Oh my gosh. It's hard to quantify in a few sentences, but one of the things I think that makes it so special is just the story or the journey of what it was 30 years ago and what it has transformed to today. It was an inaccessible wasteland. Nobody could get to the river or appreciate the river views. And here we are, 25, 30 years later, and we now have just this beautiful open space that gives direct, beautiful views of the Ohio River. And it happens to be an award-winning design park. It happens to be a place where there's so much activity and events, and so many people from all parts of our community and all parts of really the country come to appreciate. You know, we've got 2.4 million visitors a year, so that says something. People like to be there. People love to enjoy the river. We've got the amazing Big Four Bridge, which is yet another transformation story of an old abandoned railroad bridge into this beautiful bicycle and pedestrian amenity that people can enjoy. So I just think it's there's just something, a little bit something there for everyone. And, you know, it's just a very beloved space.
Yeah, and we want your voice to be heard, so we want you to vote. It's the USA Today People's Choice Award, so you don't have to be a member of the Screen Actors Guild or the Film Academy, but what you have to be is a member who loves this community and someone who's willing to vote. So for folks who want to vote, we're going to put that up on the screen here. They just go in and they can vote. How many times can they vote? When does it end? Because we certainly want number 1 this year. We're going for it.
We want number 1. We would love to have number 1. We've been in the top. There's a list of 20 river walks that are nominated by a secret group of somebody somewhere.
Right.
And we make that list every year. We have been in the top 6 and above for the last 3 years. Last year we were number 3. Currently we are in the number 2 position, and you can vote every day, and we need you to vote every day between now and April 8th at noon.
All right, we're going to revisit that, but before we do, this is not the only thing that's going on at Waterfront Park. There's always all kinds of events and special things that people can do. So tell me about your upcoming events, if you would, Deborah.
Again, too many to number, but we have, you know, of course, the big one coming up soon is the Kentucky Derby Festival. So we are very thrilled to be the home of the Thunder over Louisville, which is coming up in April, and then the Derby Festival, Chow Wagon and Festiville is there. The Great Balloon Glow will be there. So the Great Steamboat Race, how could I forget? So a lot of the Derby Festival events are coming up soon, and then that really kicks off the big event season at Waterfront Park, and we have, you know, anywhere from 200 to 300 events that happen in the park every year. But really excited that we just recently announced a new festival coming over Memorial Day weekend, a gazebo festival, and our hometown hero, Jack Harlow, is producing that, and we are thrilled to have that coming to Waterfront Park. It is huge.
Yeah, I'm the director of city partnerships, as you know, so I'm
Yes.
able to work on that with you.
Yes.
And I'm thrilled, and I'm really amazed about how professional, how you guys really know how to put on a quality event. So congratulations to you and your team. Okay, you mentioned something in our conversation here, Deborah. You talked about the past and where Waterfront Park was and where it is today, which is beautiful. In fact, one of the best river walks in the country. But let's talk about the future. I think you mentioned to me expansion is on the way. Is that coming?
It is here.
It is here.
We are
Okay.
expanding. Yes, we have been working for the last I'd say almost 10 years on plans to expand the waterfront park westward. So we have a 22-acre parcel that is between 10th and 14th Streets along the river. And it is another area of our waterfront that has just been neglected for decades. And we've set about to transform it. It's a $50 million project. We've raised a little bit more than half of the funds that we need to complete that project, and we are fully under construction on the first phase of that expansion, which is an outdoor children's play and learning area that we've designed in partnership with Kentucky Science Center. So really innovative space. It's not your ordinary playground. It's a mashup of everything that the Science Center does and everything that Waterfront Park does. Outdoors and free and open to the public. It's going to be something really special. So that is under construction now. In addition to that outdoor play and learning area that we have, we are constructing a small event and classroom building, restroom building, parking, and landscaping and that. So that will all be part of the first phase, and we are looking to complete that by the end of 2024.
You know, a lot of people think that Uncle Sam writes you guys a big check or that Metro government covers everything you need. That's just not the case. So for people who love Waterfront Park, they want to help you or your projects, whether it be expansion or whatever the case may be, how do they help?
Well, Waterfront Park is and always has been a partnership between state government, metro government, and the community. We have always operated as a public-private partnership, and we have always had significant private contributions to the construction of Waterfront Park and now the ongoing operation and maintenance. We truly do rely on the community's support to help us keep this space beautiful, welcoming, and accessible to everyone. So we accept donations. A significant portion of the funds that we have received for the park expansion are private philanthropic dollars. And for our annual operations, we have fundraising drives and various ways that you can contribute. Some of our events are fundraisers for Waterfront Park. So the WFPK Waterfront Wednesday series, which we partner with Louisville Public Media, is a fundraiser for both of our organizations. The Waterfront Park 4th of July is another event where we fundraise. So we really do rely on the community's support. We are grateful for the support that we do receive from Metro government and the capital dollars that we have received, significant contributions from both the state and Metro government, but the core of our operation is really based in the community.
All right, Deborah Belitsky, before I let you go, at the sake of being repetitive here, tell folks how they can vote. Again, we're very proud of the riverfront, the walk there that you have at Waterfront Park. So tell them where they can go to vote to be USA Today's Reader's Choice #1 this year. Where do they go?
Yes, well, go to the website, the 10 Best Reader's Choice Awards on USA Today, and hopefully that is going to be on the screen here so the viewers can go directly to that website. We need you to vote every single day from now until April 8th.
All right, Deborah, thank you so much. I'll see you on the river.
Yes, you will.
Deborah Belitsky, once again, she is the president and executive director of Waterfront Park. Nashon Trabue is a nonprofit executive. She's an author. She's a certified life coach. She does lots of things that makes this community a more enjoyable place to live. First of all, Nashon, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
All right, I mentioned 3 of your titles. I said you are a certified life coach, you are a nonprofit executive, for sure, and you're an author. So tell folks who aren't familiar with you and what you do. You do a lot of things around the community. We'll touch upon a few here. Tell me about it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, you named the 3 of them. The 3 of the hats that I do wear. I'm a nonprofit exec at Breaks Community Development Corporation. I'm the executive director, and that's located in Smoketown, which is the first African American neighborhood. So one of our missions around uplifting the quality of life in urban communities, and we do well. We go out to try to help with resources that the community doesn't have, but of course we need. So I'm always advocating on their behalf, as well as I'm an author, and I wrote a book in 2018 called Try God. So I took a leap of faith. I left corporate America. I was in corporate America 20 plus years. The last corporate America adventure was at Louisville Gas and Electric. And I said, you know what? I want to jump out and be an entrepreneur, a full-time entrepreneur.
Oh my
and
goodness.
guess what? I just tried God in doing that. And I opened up an event space. It was called Manhattan on Broadway, on East Broadway, in the middle of the Smoketown community, where I am from, a fourth generation, and it made sense for me to open up my brick and mortar inside of the space that I grew up, because I wanted to help with revitalization. It just made a whole lot of sense to me to do that.
Wow.
And from that, it goes on and on and on. Everything is around a cause and a mission. I am community driven, community purpose, and I believe in community building.
That's obvious, not only when I read your resume, but when I talk to you, I can tell you have a mission in mind. You have goals in mind.
Yes.
So tell me about, is it Millionaire Marketplace?
Yes.
So Millionaire Marketplace is one of those places that perhaps if you're watching and you don't know it exists, tell them why they should see it, why they should be a part of it.
Yes. Millionaire Marketplace, we started in the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of civil unrest, in the middle when banks and PP loans were saying, you know what, you don't qualify. You're not able to get access to capital, and you're not able to continue to lease brick and mortar space, and you're not able to do this and not able to do that. And a lot of business owners, including myself, was like, what are we going to do to get help? We all going through this together. And I said, well, I got an event space. Why not utilize my event space and turn it into a pop-up mall as a one-time event? And the overwhelming response from people all over the whole community came out. They shopped. They inspired, they encouraged all the business owners, and they sold them out in a matter of an hour and a half.
Whoa.
And that turned into, what? This could actually work. And this is where we're at now today. And it's so important because we have to help Black-owned businesses to be able to break those barriers. And I wanted to be a force in doing that work. And now we have went from starting in 2020 to now we're in 2024. We have been all over the city. Being a part of Kentucky KDF Festival, the Block Parties, been partners with, of course, Brown Foreman. We've been all over with Baird, downtown Louisville, Leadership Louisville has hosted us, and so many other people that a lot of our business would never have even had the chance to even meet, or for them to become a regular shopper. And now these amazing people who are in the city of Louisville are saying, you know what? If I want a unique gift, why not shop at the Millionaire gift shop at the marketplace? And people are now doing that.
All right, so your gift shop, it sounds to me, and I want to make sure I understand this right, it sounds like it evolves.
Yes.
There are different pop-ups that come in. They sell products, Black-owned businesses, which one, yes, it's good to support any business here in Louisville, but Black-owned business certainly, and they deserve a shot. It's like anyone who opens a business, to me, I admire.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause you're putting yourself out there and you're putting your products out there, and you say the reaction has been very positive. So just for an example, what would be available if I went to the marketplace right now? What would I see?
You would see a lot of handcrafted artisan products like handcrafted soaps and handcrafted candles and shea butters and skincare and handmade candy and handmade popcorn and books from kids, authors. I mean, it's just an amazing array of good products with a lot of love that it's made from. And it makes it so unique. And you brought up a good point. All small businesses are very important. And we understand that, but it's so important right now for us to help uplift Black-owned businesses.
I agree. I have some friends of mine who are Black owners of business, and they've been looking for a marketplace like yours, and now it exists. So if someone's watching right now and they're saying, you know what, I own a business, I'd like to get involved, how would they get in touch with you, and what kind of products or what kind of businesses are you exactly looking for at the marketplace?
Right now, we are looking for those handmade products, those handmade jewelry. We got handcrafted jewelry. We got artists that's coming on there. A lot of Black amazing artists who don't have a time or space to showcase their product. I mean, their artwork. So right now, we're saying, hey, join forces with us. And that's been amazing. And we are telling people anybody can apply to be a part of it because we want to help. In a way that we are beginning to help in 2024, for those who may not be ready just yet, we are trying to link them up with other resources to help them get ready so they could be ready to sell their product. It's such an amazing venture along the way because we are taking their hand, we're building synergy, and we say, you know what? We're going to help get you to the next level if you are serious about this opportunity.
So tell me a little bit about the way you network, because you're on a lot of boards, you're very visible in the community. It's important for you to give back. To me, there are probably a lot of folks out there say, how does she do that? How does she do that? Because that really is where the power is, isn't it? It's uniting with people, like-minded people, who want to see Black-owned businesses not only survive, but thrive and do well. So for someone who's out there who says, look, I'd like to get connected to someone like you, what do they need to do? What would you recommend? I
would recommend that they first come to one of our pop-ups, and it's all listed on our website at www.melanair.com. We're on all social media platforms pages underneath Melanair Marketplace. That is Facebook, Instagram, IG. And I think they need to come to one, and then not only that, they need to kind of see exactly what do they need to do, or see what their vision is, and then be able to say, you know what, I want to try to become a vendor. Just like our next event is April the 13th. We'll be at the new Norton Sports and Learning Center in Russell. We are the marketplace for the Kentucky Derby Block Party. Come on out and meet us and sign up. You know,
congratulations. And tell me this, just go ahead if you would and confirm this. There is a lot of talent in the Black community here. And I agree with you. Give back to your neighborhood. You said, I'm from Smoketown. I wanted to give back. Would you encourage others to do the same?
Oh, yes. That is the most important thing that anyone could ever do, is help uplift the neighborhood that you grew up in, that taught you principles, the neighborhood that supported you along the way, and say, you know what? I believe in this neighborhood, even though it's underserved and underprivileged. I believe in this neighborhood, and I want to do my part in help uplifting. And that's very crucial. And I do a lot, of course, of West Louisville because, you know, it just makes sense to do that. And from that, it has opened up a lot of doors by me saying I'm going to be intentional about going back to the communities. They helped me to become the woman that I am today.
Now, Sean, I was talking to Killer Mike. I had an interview with Killer Mike, the rapper, and he said the same thing. He said, you know, it's okay to move on up if you happen to move out of a neighborhood. But he said, but that's your home. Leave it better than you left it. And I know you believe in that. I see you nodding your head. So talk to me about your personal, the importance of Smoketown and what the history of it means to you.
I tell everyone, because I speak all over the state and outside of state, different speaking engagements, tell everyone about I'm a native of Louisville, Kentucky, and I was born and raised in Smoketown, and I spent a lot of time in West Louisville too, because back when I was growing up, you spent a lot of time with your grandparents. So I had both sets of my grandparents lived in Smoketown and West Louisville. And when I tell you that was a crucial time of me growing up, was when I was trying to figure out who I was, what I'm supposed to be doing, and learning morals and respect. I learned that at a young age, and I was in Smoketown in West Louisville. And so it makes sense for me to go back and always to put my head back and lift one hand up. It's because that's the neighborhood they helped develop who I am.
Right.
That is so important.
They did a good job.
They did. Oh, well, thank you. I took a little credit.
Well, you have. You definitely have the work ethic. For those, and you know, I can't avoid this topic. We went through some trying times here. Are you optimistic? How do you feel moving forward about communities coming together? I know that is a big agenda for Mayor Greenberg, to bring communities together. And these lines that we've had before, you know, it's not going to happen overnight, but certainly I hope we're making inroads. How do you see things?
I see things, we still have a whole lot of work to do.
Sure.
And I think this initiative is going to be really great when you put the right people at the table. And those are one of these things where we got to come together. We have to. You know, it shouldn't have to be a marketplace for different types of nationalities. We should be supporting everyone.
That's right.
I mean, we should be intentional about that. We should be circulating the dollars. We have to, because of our history. We don't have a choice because of our 400 years of history. We done been through with all the barriers. We have to have a way for us to say, you know what, we're going to fight through systematic racism, and let's do this. But it's important for us to bring all communities together.
Yes, I want Louisville to be an example.
Example. Right? And when we say Melanair Marketplace, it's Black owned don't mean Black only. Our doors are open for everyone. We got a lot of great ambassadors who are from the Hispanic, Latin communities. We join forces with them. As well as we got a whole lot of women entrepreneurs who are all type of nationalities. So we got a whole lot of great people, and we consider them Melanairs. They may not look like us, but they believe in the mission, they support it.
Once again, Melanair Marketplace.
Yes.
Okay, I want people to remember and visit. And since you're a certified life coach, can you help me out? I'm going to need your help. You're
Okay,
good.
I
You're
got you.
good.
I got you.
I know you got me. All right. And once again, Millionaire Marketplace. You'll go down there. And I want to make sure I get it right. Nation Tribute.
Nation Tribute.
Nation Tribute. It's French. I got to get that right.
You gonna get it right.
I'm working on it. Okay. Millionaire Marketplace once again, and thanks for watching.